Greetings, people of YouTube, and yes, I am back again. And today I couldn't have been more excited to be bringing you all my review of the brand new Transformers Studio Series 99 Rise of the Beasts Voyager class Battletrap. And I've been waiting quite a while for this one. And as always, for those of you who don't know, this character and design is based on his appearance in the upcoming Transformers Rise of the Beasts movie, which I'm cautiously optimistic about. Should have kept Travis Knight, you soulless hacks. But enough about the movie, let's talk about the figure. To be honest, out of all the Wave 1 Studio Series Rise of the Beast figures, he's really the only one I'm truly looking forward to. I really like how he looked in the trailer, and I really like how the figures seem to represent him. Getting a closer look at the packaging here, really nice image of Battletrap using his mace. You can see the brand new TerrorCon logo there, which looks pretty cool. On this side, another image of Battletrap. And at the back, some product shots. And is that a spoiler? Let's get away from that and turn to this side, which there is another image of Battletrap here. Autobot logo right here. At the top of the box, you can see the title of the new movie right there. And the bottom of the box, as always, is the most important part of the box, isn't it? Well then, let us not wait any further and crack this thing open. And after that, hopefully this time maybe not outdated unboxing segment, we have the Transformers Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Voyager class Battletrap out of its packaging. My gosh, that was a mouthful. That's not what she said. And I gotta say, man, what an absolute truck of a figure he is. Literally, seriously speaking though, I really like this guy a lot. However, as with most things in existence, this thing ain't perfect. However, the gripes that I do have with him are very minor. So now let's take a closer look at the accessories. The first accessory that we get is this useless piece of cardboard. This is actually a backdrop accessory that is included with all Studio Series figures, and this particular backdrop is the one that comes with Battletrap. And I'm not going to comment much on this, since this is possibly a spoiler for the upcoming movie, so I'll just say it looks nice, and let's move on to his other accessory. That being this very nicely sculpted mace. You can see some nice chains being sculpted into it, and it is painted in a very nice shade of silver. Or maybe it's cast plastic, who might assume. Now, whilst we didn't see him use this weapon in the trailer, if we just take a look at the new concept art for Battletrap, or just its packaging, you can see that he does wield a very similar looking weapon to this, with the only difference that I can see is that in the concept art, it seems that the chains have been deployed out of his arms, but this is pretty neat as well. As far as its integration into the figure goes, you simply just open it up, and as it does so, these two spikes will recess into this gap. Pretty cool engineering there, Hasbro. And now I just take the Battletrap figure, slide this into his hand, close it up, and now it looks like this mace has been formed out of his arm. And yeah, it would have been better if we had gotten that awesome ball and chain look that the concept art had, but I don't really know how that would work engineering wise, seeing as there's already so much stuff going on in these arms. But I digress, like I said, this is also a pretty cool look, and we'll probably see it in the film anyway. But if you're as desperate as I am to getting that look, there is a way to kind of cheat that. And all you want to do is simply unravel this arm kibble, hinge this piece outward, and you can see this little peg here that you're going to want to attach this into. Simply peg that in, close this up, and now it kind of looks like he has deployed the mace from his arm. Which, yeah, this whole apparatus doesn't really resemble some chains, but you know what? I'll take it. It's not a bad look, and from some angles, it looks pretty darn sick. And if you don't want him using this at all, simply open it up again, and this peg here will attach to the backpack, like so. Not the easiest thing to do, apparently. And there we go. The connection isn't the best and it doesn't really look the best, but you know, it's a form of weapon storage and that is always appreciated. But enough about his weapon, let's talk about the figure itself. Which unfortunately, unlike my last two reviews, I don't think I'm going to cover every single details that this guy has, because if I do that, then we'll literally be here for an eternity. So instead, I'll just talk about some highlights and some things I don't really like, such as this head sculpt, which I absolutely love the look of. He just looks so menacing with that huge red visor. And the V-shaped head crest here kinda reminds me of a Gundam a little bit. Then, you know, as we talk about the overall figure, I think everything here is detailed extremely nicely, down to the most minute of things, such as the mechanisms for his elbows and for his knees. The only few inaccurate details that I can point out would be these arm kibble, which yeah, they're very inaccurate to the film and they don't look the best, but I don't see any way they could actually hide this, so I'll give Hasbro a pass on that. However, something that is in my opinion a little easier to complain about, the back isn't the best. I mean, yeah, it's pretty compact compared to what we will see in the truck mode, but I just feel like this could maybe segment a little more. Also, this butt flap is kind of annoying, and the whole back is kind of annoying. I mean, yeah, there are those two tabs there that are supposed to lock into this whole apparatus, but aligning them perfectly is kind of a pain on the backside. Yep. And even after you plug them in, all it takes just a little yippee. But in all honesty, compared to all the positives I have to say about this figure, this backpack is not that bad. So yeah, I think this figure is pretty... Okay, I was about to say that the shoulders are a little bit too loose for my taste, but they seem to be holding up just fine, so I guess that's not really an issue. I'd honestly recommend just to be careful with these shoulders. Whilst they're not the worst feeling, it can get a little on your nerves sometimes. And now let's talk about the paint job. It's pretty good. There are definitely more cast plastic here than there are painted ones, but the areas that are painted look pretty darn stunning if you ask me. I especially love this whole chest area, that just looks so cool. And another cool thing about this figure is that he has a ball joint at the head that can look side to side, up and down. This hinge joint is more for the transformation, but I guess if you want to use it for posability, I can't really blame you. Previously mentioned kind of loose shoulders, which can rotate all the way 360 and can move out that far. Shoulder pads can move up only about this much, and rotation at these shoulder spikes more for the transformation. Bicep swivel that's tighter than the actual shoulder joint. No wrist posability, but that is due to the engineering, so I can forgive it. Full uncompromised waist rotation. Legs kick forward to an excellent degree. Can move back also to an excellent degree. He can do the splits. Pretty tight rotation at the thigh. Single jointed knee that gets a little too loose, but it does bend in more than 90 degrees, so that's pretty cool. His ankles can move down. And last but not least, of course, he has a pretty good ankle pivot. And now that I've covered his posability, it's time for some size comparisons. Firstly, let's compare him to a Knight vs. Decepticon, the Transformers Studio Series Bumblebee Soundwave, my favorite Voyager class in my collection, a Bay vs. Decepticon, the Deluxe Class Revenge of the Fallen Sideways, a 3 3/4 inch human figure, here we have the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Owen Grady, which rather annoyingly, I only found right after I filmed that Ceratosaurus review, so apologize for not comparing him to that. A regular 6-inch figure, the Marvel Legends Mr. Knight. And finally, the Studio Series Rise of the Beast Bumblebee figure. Yeah, it's not a secret on what I'm reviewing next. And if this is a review of a regular figure, we would be done by now. But of course, this guy is more than meets the eye. And after that complex transformation that definitely takes some getting used to, believe me. We have TerrorCon Battletrap in his pretty accurate looking and officially licensed GMC tow truck alt mode. And man, what a cool alt mode for a Transformers villain to have. From every single angle, this thing just looks so wicked, rough, and ready for battle. Trap. I'm sorry, it's bound to happen sooner or later. And yeah, I'd say this is pretty accurate to the vehicle mode that we saw from the trailers, save for some visible arm kibble and the visible robot feet. However, fortunately, nothing too distracting. And surprisingly, despite the undercarriage, he rolls fairly nicely. And I haven't even mentioned my favorite part about the truck mode, the dead front. My goodness, all the details are pegged out in flashy metallic silver, look fantastic. And there's even some fake rust going on the bumper section. Or is this supposed to be mud? I'm not too sure. I still think it looks great regardless of what this should be. In terms of weapon storage, you can take that mace that we saw from the robot mode, open it up again, and now this slot right here is going to peg into this little tab, just like so, and close the mace up. My gosh, this just hammers home the fact that this is a menacing Transformers villain. I can already see this wrecking ball weapon absolutely demolishing Autobots and maybe Decepticons left and right. And I don't really have much else to say about the truck mode. On to the next size comparison. Firstly, here is Battletrap next to Sideways in his not Audi alt mode. And no, I will not be transforming Bumblebee's Soundwave because his alt mode is bull poop and the transformation to get to it is also bull poop. Here he is next to Owen Grady, a random Lego Captain America that I just found, Mr. Knight. And finally, once again, the most important size comparison, the Rise of the Beast Retro Camaro Bumblebee. Seeing these two together just makes me geek out so hard. I'll of course be sure to post some images throughout the review of them fighting each other. And there goes my review for the Transformers Studio Series 99 Rise of the Beast Voyager class Battletrap figure. Overall, I am pretty darn impressed with what Hasbro has done here. Not only does this character have a great design, but this figure translates that design into a toy form very, very nicely in my opinion. Yeah, the back kibble can get a little annoying and so can the arm kibble, but I think those are just some small prices to pay to get a fairly accurate movie Voyager class figure. And as always, I would like to thank you all who watched this review from beginning to the end. This is really just a thing that I do for fun. I don't really make money off of this, and I'm only doing it when I have the free time, so please forgive me if my uploads aren't so consistent. And yeah, I just hope that you all understand that this really isn't supposed to be a high quality type of thing. It's really only a thing I do for fun. Make sure to stay tuned and subscribe to see my review of this guy next time, and I'll be seeing you all later. Bye-bye!